Hi, my name is Mimi and I got my bachelor's in fashion design. I know what you're thinking. What a useful degree. That's what I thought when I signed up at 19. So, a little backstory. I've always wanted to be an artist. I just didn't know what kind of art. I went to community college and I was doodling some sort of clothing illustration. I used to love to draw clothes. The person sitting next to me was like, wow, you're really good. You should probably go to art school. And that's how I ended up going to the Art Institute of Silicon Valley, a for-profit school who only really cared about taking your money. In today's video, I wanted to share all the cool, fun things that I got to design and sew when I was in my classes. I started in the Silicon Valley campus and then I decided to transfer to the San Francisco one because I felt like there were more opportunities and I felt like I would have a more college experience, and I was right. I actually ended up meeting the love of my life and I met a lot of really cool people, and I feel like I got to actually visualize what life could be like as a fashion designer. I did work in the fashion industry for about a year and a half. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. Yeah, that was I would say about 70% of my classes were in fact sewing, which is actually really fun. I am not the best seamstress, but I do love the process and I do love the fashion illustration, conceptualizing, mood boarding that came along with fashion design and that degree. Learned how to tailor a jacket, I could sew a corset, I can make pants, work with leather, grommets, you name it. I also make cosplay, so getting to work on cosplays is, I guess, my little outlet. All right, you guys ready to see it? This is what we're working with. I started unboxing it and I was like, wait, I kind of want to make a little YouTube video about this because some of this stuff is going to be donated. Some of it is going to be gifted to my mom, who loves to keep all of the things I worked on. I'm going to sit on my dog's bed. So don't judge what's happening back here. We just moved into this new place and we're downgrading and getting rid of a lot of stuff, which is why we're making this video because I have too many things. I had a really strict Chinese teacher. I only point out that she's Chinese because she grew up in a time where you wanted to be harsh and strict with your students. So that's how she taught us. And I actually do think that it was helpful. I wished she had been a little bit nicer for my sensitive ass. Yes. Do I feel like I learned a lot? Yes. Do I still think about her and get a little bit sweaty and nervous because I don't want to disappoint her? Yeah. One of the first things I sewed was this ugly ass bag. It has no structure to it. I used a sewing pattern that was given to me, but I was able to make these little pockets on the side. This one, I feel like my mom or my grandma will use it, so I'm gonna give it to them. The next thing that I sewed is also another bag, but it's a Batman bag. I don't love Batman as much as Superman, but Batman's pretty cool. It has not a lot of structure as well, but it felt more daunting. It was a bigger project. Hey, I'm pretty impressed by that. So you could put little things in there, little protractors. Do people use protractors? I'm gonna give this to my mom. I didn't keep a lot of the beginner projects. I kind of felt like it was pointless if I wasn't wearing it. So a lot of that stuff ended up being thrifted or gifted. This is something I think I'm gonna hold on to just because it's kind of impressive. I sewed this blazer and I'm pretty sure I just got like cheap outlet fabrics. The outlet fabric stores in San Francisco are amazing. I loved shopping there. It was like a whole other high to get off class and then go hang out with your friends, get some boba and shop for fabrics. What a time. What a time to be alive. And I'm just gonna hold on to her. I don't fit her. Definitely have gained some weight. She has little pockets. I'm using these bags that I got off Amazon, which are space savers. Very, very helpful. One of the most fun things about being a fashion design student was the community and the friends that you make. You are in your own little private, stressed out club where you're overworking, your hands hurt, you're constantly borrowing each other's things, and it's giving sweatshop vibes, but you love it because you're doing something that is so satisfying and you get like a physical, tangible product. This is from one of my friends. leftover fabrics. I totally forget what she even used it for. So I made this little shawl. I think it was a knit class that we worked on. And let's see if she fits. Oh my God, she fits. Yay! We used a serger machine, which was very satisfying. And I had this idea of having a hood and then, then it comes off and you have like a little bit of a cape moment. I was really obsessed with Rick Owens during that period. I'm still obsessed with Rick Owens. I feel like they have such a really fun and cool aesthetic. So I wanted to do something a little bit more wearable that's just kind of like grungy. I'm gonna hold on to this. A really fun sewing class we had was learning how to work with leather. You have to be really precise because if you fuck up, you cannot go back. I wanted to make this sort of leather bralette for going out and clubbing. Should have added like a clasp in the back. I'm pretty sure I got deducted points because it's not really that comfortable to wear. I feel like this is gonna make a comeback in the future. And I don't know, I could just see someone wearing this to Burning Man. We also had a lace class. When you work with lace, you have to hand cut every little lace pattern and overlay them and sew them together so it kind of blends seamlessly with each other. Once you figure that out in cheap lace clothing, you'll see that they'll just straight up cut it and sew. But proper lace construction involves a lot of tiny little cutting and blending. This lace has little circles, so I also had to like cut out the little circles and add them and fill them into the little places that are missing. So that was a headache. This is also something that I'm gonna keep. It feels very 2016. I think it was 2016 or 2017 that I started school. So very on trend with what was happening. I made this chiffon A-line skirt, which was a nightmare because it's so finicky when you're sewing with it. Somehow I pulled it off. In my school, you had the option to work on a collection with one of the most iconic teachers. His name was Michael. He actually taught Alexander McQueen in London, and he's very well known in the industry. He was wonderful. I'm really honored and privileged that I got to work with him closely. How our school was set up is you don't have to do a runway collection, optional for students, but you still have to do your everyday classes and your GED classes. And then on top of that, you have to work on your collection. So a lot of the times people will collab together and work on stuff. I'm really lucky I got to work with another fashion design student named Nana. She was really sweet. And we did this sort of like minimalist, black and white conceptual thing. I was really into neoprene at the time because I thought it was so cool. And I feel like the neoprene with the mesh just created an interesting texture. This is her, she's a little dress, and this could be worn up or you could roll it over. I'll insert photos. That's actually where I met my husband. I asked him to model for me. And so that's where we met and fell in love. So this collection means a lot to me. So I only kept 2 pieces from that collection. We debated for so long whether this pocket should be black or white. There's a lot that goes into design. And I also kept the sweater that I made for him, just kind of matching, and it has this sort of like lace mesh belt situation that creates this nice, I don't know. A lot of fashion is talking out your ass and using big words. I don't remember what class this was for, but I made this overall-y kind of skirt with a exposed back. Pretty sure I did wear this out once. Nothing too fancy. I think it was just for like a generic sewing class. So this is the bag of doom that I have been stressed out to go through because I spent so many hours working on this collection. It was my senior collection and I really wanted to put my heart and soul on it. And I think I titled it Way 4 or something like that, because it was basically a nod to the feminist movement. So I took a lot of inspiration from the 50s, 90s, and then the current age. So this is supposed to represent like the 4th wave of feminism that we are in. The whole collection was really, 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 really fun to work on because it was something that I was passionate about, and I just kind of went crazy and I wanted to make it look really decadent and high fashion, and it was kind of I was kind of visualizing what my life could look like if I did an internship working for Chanel or Vivienne Westwood, Alexander McQueen, Stella McCartney, any of these really cool fashion powerhouses that I look up to and admire. Hi, Garnet. Hi. I took your bed, sorry. Speaking of Vivienne Westwood, she had this iconic shirt where it's like two gay cowboys with their penises about to touch, and my teacher had it. So I used that as inspiration to create this shirt, which I feel like I should wear it. It's a cock and pussy, and I created the stencil myself, and it says human because fuck gender roles, fuck stereotypes, fuck just societal norms when it comes to gender. This collection showed at the Westfield Mall in San Francisco. Rest in peace. I guess it's gone. Very sad about that. Afterwards, someone asked if I could sell them this shirt to them. And I was like, I'm sorry, this is one of a kind and it means a lot to me. So no. Kind of want to just keep it out and then wear it when I go clubbing. I don't know, it's just supposed to be like a fun, loose t-shirt, very sensory friendly. A shirt that was pretty similar, that was kind of like the big inspiration base, was this one. And same sort of concept, just very deconstructed shirt. And I created my own repeating print. Out of college, I got a role as a graphic and textile designer. And I really feel like this collection is what helped me do that because I just love the prints that go into fashion design, and that kind of became my sort of niche as I was graduating. So I made my own print and I hand scribbled and spray painted a bunch of feminist slogans on it. No means no, blood is normal, boys need feminism too, my pussy, my choice, not your sweetie, be your own hero. A little cheesy. I wonder if it smells. No, it didn't. Obviously not gonna get rid of this one. It means a lot to me. Made these pants, capris, and they're so cute. They're out of velvet pockets. When I was graduating college, you guys must have seen this like everywhere. Every kid had this, and it's like this reverse beaded sequence where you brush it and it gives you a different color. But at the time, it was brand new and it wasn't even being used in pillows or shirts or whatever. It was pretty like cool when you found it because it was just rare. And I made this cardigan shawl thing. It's very itchy. The cut was inspired by Chanel. I visualized someone wearing this with like a silk slinky dress, kind of a sensory nightmare. But for runway, it's great. Not really wearable, and it has a shit ton of safety pins on it. And I also used this pink fabric, which you're gonna see in the dress later, for the edge. This was her. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna say bye to my first item. I'm kind of emotional about it. Same concept with the other one, sort of like fun and spunky, but also has a classic 50s silhouette. But I made this dress. I ended up modeling for my own collection because I'm also a model. I had blue hair at the time, so the contrast of the blue and pink felt very reminiscent of like the message I was trying to tell. Cute little dress, but the collar is where all the fun is. I added all of these beads throughout the safety pin, and I used a lot of my things. I think I've had these beads since my childhood, just sitting around waiting to be used. In the front, you'll see tiny little M for Mimi. Aw. Yeah, I can't get rid of her. I also feel like this would be fun to wear. Using that exact same pattern and silhouette, I wanted to create a really sad dress. This is, trigger warning, this is my grape dress. I've had a lot of friends who have gone through that, and it's really fucked up. But the back is completely torn apart, like as if someone was trying to get at them. And the safety pins are sort of like the womanhood of wounds trying to cope and stitch it together. But of course, it's never going to be the same because it's traumatizing. And even the sleeve is sort of like falling off haphazardly. Yeah, I think part of feminism is also It's very fun, woohoo, yeah, go women. But at the core, it's very depressing and sad. So this was sort of representing that, the mourning of womanhood and all the things that you go through. I made these pants using that same fabric. You could see more of the repeating print. I drew some ovaries. I drew an illustration. I can, I will. No means no. Yes, we can. Girls do not dress for boys. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever wear this, but I feel like it's something. Oh, I put a Rupi Kaur quote. I was really obsessed with Rupi Kaur at the time. Just gonna hold on to her because I spent a lot of time on it. One of the stuff I'm gonna give away, donate, is this. I think this is the first skirt I ever made, and it's just this sort of like 50s houndstooth skirt, nothing crazy. We did a baby making class. Baby making class? No, not that. A baby clothing making class, and I made this little onesie. Not my best job. So made our own little stamp, and I did like an ocean thing. I think this is the class where I realized I was super into textile design because I was so excited about the illustration process. Beads, this little embellishments, maybe pile. Going back to the fashion collection, I made this giant sweater out of this really nice wool that I picked up when I worked an internship at Burrow Bitak in New York for a season, and it was really fun, and I got to shop around for fabric when I was working on my collection, so it was like great timing. Went to Mood Fabrics. Shout out Mood Fabrics, you expensive ass. Love you, but y'all expensive. A lot of the times the teachers are gonna recommend what they think, but art is art, so there's gonna be disagreements. And I remember thinking, I really want the sleeves to be long and like bulky and big. And they're like, no, the contrast. Still think the sleeves should have matched the body. But I understand the contrast or whatever. Yeah, she's just really big and I don't feel attached. Oh, one of my favorite things that I made, and I would totally wear it today if I could fit in, is this cutie slip dress. Same thing, I made the textile print, and then it has that sequence, and then I hand cut around it and glued it on to create like a little heart over the vagina. And then I added the lace in the front, and I layered the lace too, so it has 3 layers of lace that were sewed on, and I love a chunky zipper. I would totally wear this again. The model who wore this rocked it so hard. She looked absolutely stunning. Another fun item were these pants that I made using that repeating satin textile print, and I created these patchwork pants. Panel sort of has my favorite parts of the print, like free the nipple. And I also made this waistband using 3 layers. It's a really shitty job. I'm also gonna add this to the maybe. Using that same pattern, I made this. You could really tell with pants that I don't like sewing because it's pretty shitty. It's not in the best shape, but the butt is fun. And what the fuck is happening with this waistband? It's so ugly. Oh my God. I can't even look at it. My teacher was probably having a panic attack when I was sewing this. So these are the pants. Oh, it says, si se puede. I totally forgot about this. There's a banana. Right on the dick is hilarious. I kind of think Ryan wore this. This is one of the last things I made for school. It wasn't even for a class project. I just felt like sewing it. And I actually wore it for my graduation. I won Best Portfolio of Fashion Design that year, and I used this vintage pattern to construct this. This was my logo at the time. D for Dominique, which is my legal name. It has a little needle through it. Ryan designed it for me. And the back is super cute too. It kind of has this sort of like reverse Peter Pan collar situation going on. I definitely am gonna keep her. I love her, she's precious. Okay, first bag is completely filled and it's going in the memory box. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining and you got to take a look into what it was like to be a fashion design student in San Francisco. It was a blast. I had a lot of really fun memories and I met some really good people and I'm really thankful for the experience. And although I'm not in the fashion industry, I am an artist. So something came out of it, right? Right?
You're interested in being a fashion designer, just know that it's a lot of hard work and you might not get a job after you graduate. But let that be motivation to work even harder, because at the end of the day, you can make all your dreams come true.